Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Today I'm going to be reviewing this Ancel Automotive Battery System Tester with a built-in printer, which is a really nice feature. And I'm going to be testing it out and seeing if some of my batteries that I have sitting around here are bad. I've used some of the other products from this company and I've really liked them so far, so I got this in for review and I'm going to test it out. First off, on this Lexus battery I have here out of one of my cars that's been sitting around for a couple years when I replaced the battery preemptively, and see if this battery is still good, because quite frankly I have no idea. And then we're going to go on to test it on a known good battery just to see what the kind of different results are and how the system works. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the box, show you what it comes with, and we'll move on from there. Alright, we have the battery tester taken out of the package. What it comes with is obviously the tester itself. It comes with a nice little user's manual, a JIS and DIN transcoding table for all the DIN and JIS codes if you're outside of the US or you have a foreign battery in your vehicle, as well as a little quick start guide with some nice little cartoons to tell you how to use the unit. So it has a few different things that come up whenever you turn it on. First and foremost is that this right here came from the factory. It's a battery test report, which shows that they charged the unit at the factory. Nice thing to see. So we can go ahead and tear that off because it has no bearing to any of our batteries. First thing that it pops up with whenever you connect it to a battery is voltage. We are on a 12 volt system. This is a 12 volt car battery, so we select 12 volts. And from here we have our battery test options. So battery capacity, which is what you would test a standalone battery with, which is what we're going to do here in a second. Startup load, which is something that you do whenever you connect the tester to your car and start it up while the tester is connected to determine if the battery can handle the load of startup. Maximum workload, so if you have some very high draw accessories on your vehicle, a stereo, a bunch of lights, something like that, you can turn those on while the vehicle's running and the tester is connected, and it'll tell you if the battery is able to handle that. And number 4 is a charge system test. So that's to determine if your alternator is working properly. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and run through the battery capacity test off camera and then show you the results and run you through it on camera. Alright, as you can see I have the battery tester hooked up and you'll see some multimeter leads. That's just for verification purposes to verify that the tester is reading correctly. So in order to run a test, obviously you'll select your battery volts just like you did initially to start the system up. In this case again, 12 volt battery, car battery. I'm doing a battery capacity test, cold cranking amps, 575, which is the rating of this battery right here. Testing. And you can see it's able to pull a whopping 4 cold cranking amps. So this battery is completely toast. It's completely dead. I've put this on charge off and on while I've had it in storage, and it's not really wanted to take a charge from any of my chargers. So I kind of figured it was dead. Now I know. Now, I tested this earlier. The next step that you'd normally run is printing a report. I can't print a report because this battery literally does not have enough charge to run the thermal printer that's built into this. So it is that dead. So what I'm going to do is go and take it out to one of my vehicles that has a working battery in it, just to run a test and show you how the printer works on a normal functioning battery. So just for the heck of it, before I took the tester out to one of my vehicles, I wanted to take a look at another battery that I've had in storage. This is a brand new in-box Exide battery that I've had sitting on a shelf for quite a while. It was a warranty replacement for another battery that I had in one of my vehicles and replaced with a Sears Die-Hard Platinum because I didn't have the best experience with Exide as a brand. So you can see I ran the test. I was able to get the receipt to print because the battery has enough charge, and according to the receipt and the test, it's in great condition, just in need of a little bit of recharge. It was able to pull 690 cold cranking amps of the 710 that the battery is rated for, and the voltage you can see is just a tiny bit low for an automotive battery. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this out to one of my vehicles, run a couple other tests, kind of demonstrate some of the other options that the unit has, and then we'll go from there and conclude our review. I'm out here in my garage and I'm standing in front of my Nissan Xterra, hood's open, you can see the battery tester is hooked up, and I'm going to test this Odyssey battery. Now this one's been in the truck for about 7 years or so. It's getting old, but it still seems to be performing flawlessly. But just out of curiosity, I wanted to test this one, use this one as my test subject for the video to see how it's faring over the years. So you can see I have it set to the 850 cold cranking amp capacity. This is fresh off a battery tender, so it should read as far as voltage goes quite well, and the capacity should be pretty good as well unless the battery is degraded pretty severely. So let's see what happens. And it looks like this battery is doing okay. You can see it was able to provide 726 cold cranking amps, 12.91 volts, so the voltage is pretty good and up there. Obviously it's got some use on it, it's got some wear on it, so overall, I would say this isn't too bad for a 7-year-old battery. And what I'm going to do now is run through some of the other tests. So I'm going to go ahead, start the truck, get everything going for the next one, and we'll see you back then in a minute. All right, so I have the truck running right now. The engine's idling. I have somebody in the vehicle because in order to run this test, you need to have 2 people, one to hold the throttle somewhere between 2,500 and 3,500 RPM, and the other one to operate the actual machine. So what I'm going to do is select the charge system test, speed the engine up to 2,500 to 3,500 RPM, and we'll see the results here in a second. Go ahead. Alright, so I'll be right back to discuss the results. Alright, so in the last clip you saw the charging system test, and you saw that there was flashing on the screen indicating that the charging system voltage was below the minimum. Now, that was a surprise to me because I know that the charging system on that vehicle, at least in the last few times that I've driven it, has been functioning totally correctly. So, I double-checked the results. This system reported somewhere in the neighborhood of 13.2, just slightly under 13.3 volts, which is the minimum threshold according to the unit. Measuring with my Fluke multimeter, I got just a hair over 14 volts. And your general recommended target for a charging system is about 13.8. So I know that my charging system is functioning correctly because I double checked it with this Fluke multimeter, as well as another one, just 2 redundant multimeter checks across the battery terminals. So this is reading slightly off as far as the charging system test goes. That's why you always want to double check your results. But that said, this will definitely help you determine if you have a very severely bad charging system. So if you see something like 9 volts coming out of your charging system, you know that something's wrong, and this is going to tell you that. So overall, it's a very good unit. Again, we just went over a couple of the caveats. It's performed well in my testing, at least as far as the actual battery tests go of the batteries themselves. So overall, definitely something that I would buy if for no other reason, just to test batteries. I checked my Lexus one, found out that it's no good. That's the one that's going to go bye-bye. I was always curious about this one that I had brand new in the box just because of the negative experience I had with the battery company Exide in the past. Check that battery, and it's totally fine. So, again, definitely something worth having in your toolbox if you work on cars quite a bit, you work around them, you work in a shop, anything like that. So, with that, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.